Morning Pipers, a dawn smoke here. Um, I was watching Amy Mac's videos about the ice storm, and then I was thinking about what we already talked about on my channel, which is that preppers are crazy, right? Preppers are nuts. So there's got to be some sort of a line. There's some point where you're actually prepared enough, but you're not over prepared. My neighbor knocked on my door yesterday and wanted to borrow a PEX crimping tool for plumbing because her plumbing had sprung a leak. She had to cut off the main water supply to her house. I said, okay, yeah, here's the tool. Everything okay? She said, yeah, I'm really only worried about the turtle. I'm like, is that a euphemism? Like, she was like, no, we have an actual turtle and we were cleaning its aquarium. We were cleaning its aquarium when the leak sprung. And so now it's like swimming around in like half an inch of water. And like turtles are fragile creatures, man. Even though they got that badass shell, they're fragile. And so I was like, well, do you want a jug of water? Like, happy to send you home with some water. And she said, no, we went to the store and got some water. It was okay. Okay, great. And it struck me, that means you didn't have any extra water in your house? Am I crazy for having a few extra jugs of water around? I mean, a 24 pack of bottled water is like $3 at the store. Wouldn't it be a good idea to just have that around? And so it kind of made me revisit my Preppers Are Crazy video. And my background is that, my dad was a volunteer firefighter. He was deep into amateur radio emergency communications. We had framed letters on the wall from the governor thanking him for his service during hurricanes, stuff like that, But he would have laughed at preppers. So, I mean, prepperism wasn't even a thing back then. But he was ready for stuff. He was ready for stuff. And so that's I mentioned this, I think, in the last video. I like to think of this as readiness, not prepping. I'm not worried about zombies, and I might get to zombies. Let's just go ahead and talk about zombies. Hang on. Smoking my Ozark Mountain hardwood pipe with a 50-50 mix of Dave's Blend and Dunhill 965. Pretty good. So zombies didn't used to be a thing, right? Zombies were like a cult thing. Night of the Living Dead, that sort of thing. There was like this subset of horror movie enthusiasts that liked zombies, and now it's like this huge trope in our society. Like, it's part of our collective mainstream pop culture thing is zombies. I have a theory about this. My theory is that zombies are an expression of the othering in our society. And I don't like to use othering because it sounds like a real PC kind of bullshit word. But you know what I mean. Like, oh, those people over there, they're brainwashed following their leader and they don't have any critical thinking skills. There's Democrats, Republicans, whatever. A lot of us go through life thinking that we're the ones that are clear-headed and we know what's going on. We've got a good understanding of the world. And our motivations are good, but those guys over there, those other guys, they're just zombies. And I seriously do think that the popularity of zombies in recent years has been because with the rise of social media, with the crap that is our cable news and all that stuff, othering is a real thing. And as much as I roll my eyes at words like that, I think a lot of us see a lot of other people as basically zombies. So speaking of judging, I of course have achieved the perfect level of readiness. I'm right down the middle between zombie apocalypse prepper and someone who can't keep their turtle in water when there's a leak. Of course I think I've got the right attitude on this, so you guys can just listen to me talk like as if I'm an expert or something. But given the way I grew up and given my profession, I have been in some situations that most people haven't been in. But we're all going to be in situations where, like, your power is going to go out. You're going to have a plumbing leak. These things will happen where the basic infrastructure of life fails you for a time, right? Even FEMA GovCo, right? They take a break from planning the UN takeover and like stockpiling plastic coffins and digging the intra-Walmart tunnel system for Operation Jade Helm. They take a break from that to recommend that we all have 72 hours worth of food and water on hand. And here's my thought on that. When the government, whose chief job is to keep everybody calm, like law and order, keep plugging away in the system, you're doing great, just keep going. That's the main role of the government. When they're like, yeah, you might want to have some food and water on hand, you might want to have some food and water on hand. Just saying. Nothing crazy. You don't need 4 pallets of ramen noodles in your basement. Have a damn case of bottled water from the store and some Beanie Weenies, canned goods, whatever, Twinkies. Doesn't matter. Just something where if you wake up and there's 3 feet of snow on the ground tomorrow, you don't have to rush to the store. That seems pretty simple. I don't know why people think I'm crazy for doing that. But then I also don't know why other people don't do that. I mean, what's the percentage of the population that actually does that? Like 5, maybe? I don't know. So while I might not be ready to climb on the roof and fend off the zombie hordes, I do like to think of myself as a guy who's like ready for stuff. And you watch Amy Mac's videos about the ice storm. Once you've lived through a few things like that, your life experience changes and you lessons learned and you're ready, right? So I'm ready. I'm ready for everything, right? When you guys see me when I go out in the woods, I'm always ready to break a hip and have to spend the night in the woods or whatever. I keep a bag in my car. It's not a bug out bag. It's not an inch kit. It's not a get home bag. It's just a ready bag. It's a bag with some stuff. If I drive my car off a mountain and I'm lost in the woods, I can sleep in my car that night. Not comfortably, but I won't die. And that's the thing around here. We have a lot of steep, winding roads. People drive off the road into the woods and are not found for a while. They got a broken leg or whatever. But I learned some interesting lessons when my family was sick over the holidays. Some very basic lessons that I just hadn't learned yet. Because I've never had a 2-year-old get a terrible stomach virus. Lesson number 1. Have some damn Gatorade on hand. When he started pooping like a fire hose, we assumed it was from his antibiotics. Because he had an ear infection and he was on these super powerful antibiotics. My wife sent me out. She said, go get some Pedialyte. We got to keep him hydrated. Cool. Let's go. So I did that. And then I'm standing there in the store and I'm like, on the off chance that this is a virus, I'm just going to pick up a few bottles of Gatorade. Just 2-3 bottles of Gatorade, just in case. If it's not a virus, then we'll just put them in a closet or something, Later that night, I was the sickest I've ever been in my life. And I was so dehydrated, I thought I was having a stroke. My hands seized up. I couldn't talk. And let me tell you, when I finally got help, and I said, I told the help, the Gatorade fridge was about all I could say. The help was my friend who's a PA. And she brought me a bottle of Gatorade with a bendy straw. That was the best tasting stuff I have ever tasted in my life. It was it was magical. It was unbelievable. And, yeah, I was very glad I had been like, I'll just pick up some Gatorade. So lesson number 1, keep some damn Gatorade in your house. You can have your AR-15 and your 5 million rounds or whatever, but when you got the, when you're worshiping the porcelain altar, that AR-15 is not going to help you. You need some Gatorade. That was lesson number 1. Lesson number 2 is, as I said, I keep a bag in my car, right? And I actually bought this bag, the particular bag, as a diaper bag. Because we were, we registered for a diaper bag, but it was it had flowers and mom stuff on it. And I was like, hey, we got 2 parents. I'm going to be an involved dad. I need my own diaper bag. I want to get a damn Digi-Camo diaper bag. So I bought a Molly-compatible medium transport bag, as you can see there. And it's actually a terrible diaper bag, but it's a great ready bag to keep in the car. And I keep a giant knife strap to it, in case I end up out in the woods or something like that. And when my kid needed to go to the ER on Christmas Eve, I left it in the trunk. We went in the hospital, and I'm like, I should bring in my bag. But then I'm like, it's going to take me a couple minutes to, like, sanitize it, you know? I'm going to have to take the knife off. I'm going to have to, like, tie on a onesie or something like that to make it not look like I'm storming a compound because I was an idiot and I got the Digicamo version. I should have just gotten the black one. Why didn't I just get the black one? Because if you strap on something like that and walk into the ER, people are going to look at you kind of weird. You're going to draw some attention. And so that night, I mean, we were admitted to the hospital, so we were there from like 9 p.m. till noon the next day. And I needed a bunch of stuff. I needed a bunch of stuff that was in my bag, and if I just had a normal looking bag, I would have brought it in. Here's what I needed. I needed more bottled water because hospital air is really dry, and we all needed more water, and we ran out. We did bring some in. I needed a blanket because they admitted us, and they're like, okay, well, you can sleep by the window on the couch. And I'm like, couch? That's not a couch. That's like some 2x4s nailed together with some shrink wrap over it. That's, and they're like, well, we think it's pretty comfortable. No, it's not. Well, here's a tissue paper blanket. And of course, it's freezing in there. And my wife gave me an extra blanket because she actually got to sleep in the bed with the kid. But I froze all night. And then she gave me the extra blanket, and then she froze all night. And I have a blanket in my bag, but it was in the car because my bag is Digicamo and I don't want to look like a crazy person. The number one thing, though, is I needed a damn phone charger. And it's something you don't think about because you're like, oh man, I'm a survivalist. Like, I don't need stuff that plugs into the wall in my bag. Like, I need knives and fire steels and, like slingshots and whatever. No, you need a damn phone charger. Most emergencies are personal emergencies, and the grid won't be down. The power won't be out. You'll just be in a situation overnight that you didn't think you were going to be in, and you want your cell phone to work. So you can tell people, hey, we're in the hospital, but everything's okay. Don't freak out. It would have been nice to have that phone charger. And nice to have a bag that I could actually take in the hospital. I don't have the money to buy a new bag right now. I'm thinking I'll just like put some buttons on it or something like that, like smiley faces. Maybe tie it, like I said, like get one of my kids' onesies and tie it to the outside or something like that, just to kind of soften the look a little bit. Anyway, those are some basic readiness lessons I learned to keep me balanced on that perfect level of, readiness. Not zombie apocalypse readiness, but somewhere above keeping my turtle alive readiness. All right, keep the ends out for the ties that bind. Keep some water around for your turtles.